Welcome back to Rapid Flow. This may be one of the most valuable videos that you see on electronic music production on YouTube in a long time to come. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you my most advanced techniques using Ableton, third-party plugins, synthesizers, you name it. We're going to cover everything. Because we're going to be covering a lot of material on this, we're going to be splitting this into 2 videos, but we're going to launch both the same weekend. So once you've seen one, it's easy to find the other one and dive in. So let's get going. All right, here we are in the track. This is the final mixdown of my track with Camille for my new music project Azure. And I realized that this contains all of these techniques. So I wanted to show you this as a great example and starting place of where you can apply this to your own music. Let me show you the first thing I want to show you, which is sidechaining the bass to the kick with a frequency dependent EQ. You may know some of these tricks. I'm sure some of these will be more advanced, but this is such a game changer for how your kick and bass sound in the mix. What you're seeing here right now is just the kick drum on this free plugin called Ocular Scope. And I'm going to add the bass channel. And now we are able to see how the bass is interacting against the kick. Because this is an 8th bass line, there will always be a little bit of overlap, but I have cleaned that with a sidechain that is frequency dependent. Now listen to how it sounds when I engage the FabFilter EQ or disengage. You can see it on the scope even, the difference it makes. Like the kick is being buried by the continuous bass. Let me bring it in. Just, get some EQ, Pro Q3, 4, both can do this. You select a sidechain input. In this case, of course, it's the kick. And when you go to this EQ point, you choose sidechain and you set it. And as you're seeing, it's doing a ton. And I focused it exactly on the foundational note of this bass, which is the one that was most fighting with the kick. This will absolutely transform your low end of your mixes. All right, let's move to the next thing. And that is something super cool to do with how you can get your snares to sit better in the mix. And this is a trick which is based on a Waves plugin. Unfortunately, I don't know any other plugin that does this, but have a listen to this. Let me remove it first. I'm gonna unsolo the whole track. Listen to how this little clap here, or it's just a snare, sits in the mix against the groove of the whole track. It's not bad, right? But actually it's not really there. And this plugin in this variant allows you to shift the audio coming from this track seamlessly. You can even assign this to a rotary encoder, which I don't think I've even done here. You can just use your mouse. Let me reset it and let's shift that to where it should actually sit in the track using this plugin. Have a listen. Remove it. So I know this takes probably a bit of ear training to hear the difference. Omniclock, multiclock trained my ear on this, but having a plugin with which you can shift this seamlessly, even put on a rotary dial if you MIDI map this, is a huge game changer. And I use this a lot in my tracks, especially on claps and snares, shakers, up hi-hats and stuff. Being able to shift the timing seamlessly is a game changer. It's an amazing plugin. It's like $20 usually. I use this all the time and I don't know of any other plugin that can do this, because the ones that I've tried against it, if you shift it, the audio breaks up and then you can't hear what you're doing. And of course, this is part of the export as it's a plugin, so your timing will stay right. If you do this in the Ableton track delay, apparently that doesn't get bounced correctly, according to Mr. Frank Wiedemann, who I did a masterclass with. So yeah, this is a sick hack. Check it out, absolutely worth it. Okay, staying on the topic of snares, actually this is another, this is a tip from Frank Wiedemann. I found this Waves thing myself, but this is the reverb for snares and hi-hats. I looked for this sound kind of what felt like years, decades, and then on Frank's masterclass, he shared this. Check out how good this reverb sounds for snares. And it's the same for open hi-hats. It just adds such a nice space in its ambient setting. Check out the settings on screen. Highly recommended. It goes on sale pretty often. This is in every project I do. It's the only reverb somehow that sounds this way to my ears. And I've also actually taken impulse responses of this and put it into this template, which is our DNA suite. So if you want to get, well, basically everything you're seeing on screen now already pre-configured and ready to go. And for example, also access to these kinds of sounds, you can see that. Here's the Ultra Reverb Impulse that I took. So all of the third-party plugins you're seeing today have been replaced. The DNA suite uses only stock Ableton plugins. Moving on to the next tip. Oh yeah, this is a good one, Earcandy. So I'm sure you know, Earcandy is hugely important for a track. Let me play a bit of it to give you a concrete example. It's all these little bits here. But it's just adding, like, you know, some life to the track, giving it a bit of vibe in the background without being the main elements. And especially, for example, that deep bass hit, listen to what it does in the context of the whole track. So nice, right? So this little trick hack is not about Earcandy, because I'm sure you've heard of it before. This is the trick on how you can create this stuff super fast. So here in the studio, I have a Nord Wave 2, which has amazing presets. Also the Muse has amazing presets. So what me and Camille, who made this track, this is a track for our new project, Azure, by the way, azure.music, if you want to check it out. We let the track sequence play and we just recorded full loops from beginning to end of the whole track while we were both playing a synth and skipping through its presets in real time. So all of this stuff was just recorded as audio straight from the synth on two separate ways into the computer, so we had everything separated. And yeah, like a lot of the hooks actually just happened spontaneously in that moment also. So for example, this hook of the track here was something I played in live, just listening to the track. So it's a really great way to get into the flow and record all kinds of different ideas and skipping through the presets and stuff and just kind of going wild and seeing what happens. I actually found some really nice also pitch bend stuff. So like, don't be afraid to, you know, try some weirdo stuff maybe with pitch bend also. Let me show you one of those. And I put a panning automation on it to accent it a bit more in the mix. Have a listen to how it sounds in the context of the track. So like, while I really like the basic elements of the track and Camille's vocals are amazing, having these kinds of elements that kind of weave through your track, keep the listener's attention and make the whole thing just more interesting, more engaging to listen to, and recording all that just as audio takes while you play a synth, go through the presets, go wild, you know, try to nail the timing. If you're smart about it, I would recommend you to capture audio and MIDI, because if you need to fix something, that makes it way easier. Insider tip. But even just doing it in audio, you can get amazing results just by playing like a nice, you know, simple melody and then realizing like, oh, that's the hook I've been looking for. So this is the main hook of the track at the end. And this again was captured in a live session. So yeah, recording your Earcandy just as live takes, amazingly fun, super cool. Going to the next thing, this is a small but important little workflow thing. This thing here, Shortcut Buddy, is amazing. You can map key commands to these. You can load a plugin or a plugin chain on it. And if you need, for example, a utility on something, I know I just have to hit U, and it's going to load the utility or whatever plugin I have selected from this little tool. It accepts only grouped plugins, so even if it's just a utility, you have to group it. C, for example, is mapped to my console 1, and being able to load plugins just with the click of a key, especially like your most commonly used plugins, game changer. It's so easy. I think it's paid, but it's like 15-20 bucks. It'll save you that in time in like the first week you're using it. Highly recommended. Okay, something that I was asked about is what are my settings on Flux Analyzer. And while I posted it already there on YouTube comments, I wanted to also share it with you here. The way my Flux is set up is that I can see, based on these red lines, that I'm hitting my target level. Like, if this is perfect. If it just starts to go into the red here, I know that it's loud enough to be a playable master. And what I'm looking for also here is a dropping frequency content. Now let me show you the settings. I did some small tweaks here to reduce CPU use a little bit. VU metering. True peak metering to make sure I'm not clipping anything. Spotify loudness metering. So these are the settings that I use on this meter in order to exactly know what's going on. And just by having a glance at it, I can always immediately see if like my way I've mixed and mastered or pre-mastered this track is in the ballpark, or if this is totally overloaded. I know I'm just like pushing the levels too much, or if stuff is too low here. Yeah, amazing, amazing tool. And I wanted to just show you that how it's set up. I'm using the smallest version of Flux Analyzer. It's not cheap, but it's worth it. If you like the techniques that you're seeing today, these are the kinds of things that Daniel and myself were showing on the Flow Collective, which was a 30-hour online video course. We are now making that available also as an on-demand course where you can stream it at your own leisure, even with searchable videos. And if you're catching this video early, this is available at a special deal right now. We're running a sale on it. If you want to level up your music production and never have to piece together bits of information anymore, and have in essence the best learnings from my and Daniel's 50 years of combined sound engineering knowledge, go check out the Flow Collective Masters. It's over on rapidflow.shop. We'll see you on the next video. Take it easy. Bye-bye.